Okay, hey again, everybody. I thought I'd do a bit of an extension on my little impression segment from my Dark Souls 3 footage that I posted, when was that? Yesterday? First of all, I'd like to clarify something, or correct something. My one complaint with the game was that I felt like they over-tutorialized some things, because there is some NPC dialogue that it just felt forced, and it felt like they were trying to just squeeze in as much how-to information as possible. Then someone in the comments suggested they did the same thing in Dark Souls 1, and I went back and I looked at some of the dialogue from Dark Souls 1, and they were absolutely right. So that being said, I withdraw that complaint because it had just been so long since I did a first playthrough of Dark Souls 1. So there's a bunch of dialogue in Dark Souls 1 that you hear on your first playthrough and you never hear it again. So yeah, looking back, like in retrospect, it's no worse of tutorializing than it was in Dark Souls 1. So I withdraw that complaint entirely. That being said, I guess that means I don't really have any complaints with the game. Somebody asked me to elaborate a bit more on some of the aspects that I did enjoy. Again, movement and combat's fantastic, very much so like Dark Souls 1. Environmental detail is way up there. I would definitely compare it to Bloodborne's environmental detail. The atmosphere of some of these areas is amazing, especially the hub. The hub area in Dark Souls 3 is easily, in my opinion, the most atmospheric hub of all of the Souls games. All of the Souls-born games, I should say. So yeah, I loved it. Animations were amazing. I got picked up and tossed by one of the bosses, and the amount of just like skidding across the ground and just like flailing, and then like the way my character landed, it's so good. It is so good. And also I saw a lot of loading screens with a bunch of weapons and stuff that, you know, even weren't in the bit that we played. And after seeing that and seeing their descriptions and stuff, I can say weapon variety is certainly going to be that's going to be a really good thing this time around. It's definitely not going to be like Bloodborne. I saw a lot of item descriptions from the load screens, which are all at the. I know most of y'all are trying to avoid spoilers, but they're at the end of my my previous video. And even though I saw so many item descriptions, I still feel like that's only like a drop in the bucket. You know, it doesn't feel like, okay, this must be all the weapons. There's going to be a lot of weapons and a lot of weapon variety, and I'm really looking forward to it. I guess another thing to elaborate on in terms of non-spoiler impressions, the voice acting was amazing. Some of the best I've heard in the series. So good. What else? That's. I mean, I might as well just wrap this up. It's just a quick little thing. Mainly, I wanted to clarify, because I kind of spooked some people with talking about the over tutorializing. I don't even know if that's a word. I made it up. Of some of the explanations on how to do things, and like I said, going back and looking at some of the dialogue from Dark Souls 1, it's really no different. So yeah, that's my bad on that. I just wanted to correct that. On top of this, anyone who may come and pass by my stream from now until I beat Dark Souls 3, we will be in sub-only mode. I apologize. What this means, for anyone who's not familiar with Twitch, you can still watch. You still watch just fine, but only Twitch subscribers can talk in the chat, and this is just a precaution for you know, a little extra layer of spoiler prevention. Makes things easier for the mods to handle. It doesn't entirely prevent it, but it definitely definitely gives us a foothold on things and dealing with it. Especially since for Fallout 4, they even had spoiler bots going into chats, just spamming like end game spoilers. So yeah, speaking of which, there are some end game Dark Souls 3 spoilers already floating around. So just be wary. But yeah, so apologies in advance. You know, if you don't frequent Twitch and you come and jump in the stream and you try to talk to me and it says you can't because you're not subscribed, I apologize. But that will be something that will be in place until I complete Dark Souls 3 myself. In terms of the YouTube channel, which again, apologies for not a lot of uploads recently. I got a lot going on and I'm way too addicted to streaming, which is not a good thing. For the YouTube at least. But yeah, in terms of YouTube Dark Souls 3 content, I will put a thumbnail on everything. But if Dark Souls 3 comes around, or when Dark Souls 3 comes around, and I go to upload something, say some kind of encounter or something, I'm probably going to put exactly what it is in the title. You know, I've tried with Dark Souls 2, I tried to be discreet with my titles, and it just caused a lot of confusion for people. But yeah, regardless, whenever we get close to that time, I'll upload another video similar to this where I will let you guys know in advance what I plan to do. Last thing I want to do is spoil you guys. So yeah, if you have any questions or you want to just reach out to me or whatever, twitter.com/Peverson. I will try to get a response in as quick as I can. And just know if you follow me on Twitter, I'm not going to be tweeting out any kind of Dark Souls 3 spoilers past what like From has officially released. Aside from all this recent content, I'm not going to be talking about that on Twitter. Point is, I'm not going to spoil you guys. So yeah, that being said, I think that about wraps everything up. Sorry if I rambled. That's what I do. But yeah, I will talk to you guys very soon.